piece of blackjack.
Did you know the global gambling industry generates over $580 billion annually? That's more than the GDP of countries like Thailand or Austria.
Oder ein saftiges Wiener Schnitzel.
Online gambling, for example, is expected to surpass $96 billion alone this year. From ancient dice games to the neon lights of Las Vegas, and now the digital platforms. The story of gambling is one of evolution, risk and reward.
Give me my money! Think I won't manhandle a little boy?
You don't understand. It's not real money.
But beyond the numbers, gambling has sparked some of the most outrageous moments in history as well. Gambling itself is as old as human civilization. Our journey begins in ancient Mesopotamia, 5,000 years ago. Archaeologists unearthed a six-sided dice carved from animal bones. These simple tools of chance tell us something profound. Humans have always sought entertainment and risk.
Any fucking hard at all, you'd be out fucking stealing for a living. Hit me again.
One of the earliest known board games is the game of Senet, which was played in ancient Egypt as early as 3100 BCE, blending luck and strategy together. But Senet was more than a game. It was believed to hold spiritual significance, with players navigating the board to journey into the afterlife. Winners would gain divine favor, turning games of chance into contests of destiny.
You hit the jackpot one night and you got greedy. You tried to play God. I know.
And if we fast forward to the year 200 BCE in China, gambling took an even grander purpose. The Han Dynasty created some of the world's first state-run lotteries to fund massive projects. It is even believed that part of the Great Wall of China was financed this way. Additionally, games like Keno, a lottery-style game, became popular, and its legacy still exists today. Early forms of Keno used 120 Chinese characters instead of numbers, and by the 19th century, immigrants brought the game to America, where it evolved into its modern form. In ancient Rome, gambling was a pastime of both emperors and common soldiers, despite the harsh restrictions. Roman soldiers, for example, played dice games like Tesserae and Alea, and often betting their hard-earned wages. Emperor Augustus was infamous for his gambling binges during Saturnalia, a festival where gambling bans were temporarily lifted. The Lex Talaria law later emerged to curb gambling excesses, though it failed to stop its widespread popularity. The Greeks too embraced games of chance and luck. Astragaloi, a game played with cheap knuckle bones, served an early form for dice. Homer's Iliad even references Achilles and his men tossing dice during breaks in the Trojan War. Despite prohibitions and regulations, gambling thrived across civilizations, embedding itself deeply into human culture as a symbol of fortune, risk, and the power of chance.
Blackjack.
And if we fast forward now to the 17th century, we find ourselves in Venice, a city of power, wealth, and decadence. By 1638, gambling had grown so popular that the Venetian government made a historic move. They opened the world's first legal casino, Il Ridotto, meaning the private room. Il Ridotto wasn't just another gambling den. It was a sophisticated government-regulated space, where nobles wagered fortunes on card games like Passetta and Faro. Passetta is a high-stake game of chance, involving intricate betting, often resulting in staggering wins and ruinous losses. Meanwhile, Faro, nicknamed King of Cards, became beloved for its simplicity and fast pace. Players placed bets on cards drawn from a deck, with the banker managing the action. The Venetian government taxed these winnings, turning Il Ridotto into a significant source of revenue. For players, masks offered anonymity and a chance to save face when luck turned sour. The casino became a cultural hub, attracting wealthy gamblers from across Europe, eager to experience the glamour and peril of the high-stakes gaming. Yet, by the 18th century, Il Ridotto faced mounting criticism. The church denounced gambling as a moral vice, and concerns over corruption grew louder. In 1774, Il Ridotto was closed, but the legacy of Venice experiment spread. France soon became a center of gambling, where baccarat emerged as a favorite among nobles. Another invention from France is roulette, and it revolutionized gambling as well. Created in the 18th century, it was initially called the Devil's Wheel, due to its numbers summing up to 666.
No more bets, the money that could have gone to your kids is gone. No more bets, the money you worked hard for is gone. Fools, fools, fools.
By the 19th century, roulette spread to Monte Carlo and became synonymous with European high society. Venice proved that gambling could move from the dark alleys to the center of elite entertainment, setting the blueprint for modern casinos. By the 19th century, gambling had migrated westward to the American frontier. In saloons across towns like Deadwood, Tombstone and Dodge City, high-stake poker games, roulette wheels and power tables became central to life. Gambling brought excitement to otherwise harsh and lawless landscapes. Poker, a blend of French pock and German pochen, became the defining game of the Wild Wild West era. Players bluffed, blustered and risked everything on a single hand.
Must be a peach of a hand.
The stakes were often life or death, especially in lawless saloons, where cheating was common and accusations turned deadly. One of the most infamous stories was that one of Wild Bill Hickok, a legendary gambler and gunslinger. In 1876, Wild Bill was shot in the back while holding 2 aces and 2 eights, a hand that would forever be known as the dead man's hand. His death cemented poker as a symbol of luck, courage and deadly consequences. By the mid-19th century, the tiny principality of Monaco teetered on the brink of financial collapse. Desperate for a solution, the ruling house of Grimaldi made a daring move. They opened the Monte Carlo casino in 1863. Monte Carlo, located on the stunning French Riviera, was designed to attract Europe's wealthiest elite. With its marble-clad halls, crystal chandeliers and breathtaking architecture, the casino became a symbol of sophistication and opulence. Games like roulette and baccarat dominated its table, drawing nobles, tycoons and adventurers eager to test their luck. The casino's success saved Monaco. By the end of the 19th century, gambling revenue funded the principality's infrastructure, eliminating taxes for residents, a unique perk that remains to this day. Monte Carlo became the playground for royalty and high society, immortalized in literature and film, including James Bond's iconic casino scenes. Yet, Monte Carlo's luxury masked deeper issues. The casino's opulence highlighted class divides, as gamblers risked fortunes while the working class faced economic struggles. Nonetheless, Monte Carlo cemented itself as Europe's gambling capital, proving that a single casino could transform the destiny of an entire nation.
And 14 black.
Well, there you go. Now, how about a drink?
The 20th century saw the rise of the most iconic gambling capital of the world, Las Vegas. What started as a small desert town in Nevada turned into an empire built on risk and reward. In 1931, Nevada legalized gambling, giving a lifeline to a struggling state during the Great Depression. Construction of the nearby Hoover Dam brought workers with money to spend, and the first small casinos and saloons began to emerge. But it was the 1940s that transformed Las Vegas into the gambling mecca it is today. Mob figures like Bugsy Siegel invested millions to create extravagant resorts like the Flamingo Hotel. By the 1950s, Las Vegas was raking in millions in revenue. Performers like Frank Sinatra made it a cultural hotspot for America and beyond. Today, the city hosts over 150 casinos and generates $8 billion yearly in gambling revenue. Las Vegas became a neon-lit oasis, showcasing gambling's global power. With the rise of the internet in the 1990s, it revolutionized the gambling industry forever.
Story of how it changed our lives. Maybe it will yours too, with the Kid's Guide to the Internet.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Online gambling platforms emerged, offering users a chance to play games like poker, roulette, and slots from the comfort of their home. By 2024, the online gambling market is projected to reach $96 billion, growing at an annual rate of 9.3%. The introduction of cryptocurrency gambling further expanded the industry. Platforms like Stake and BC Games allowed players to bet as well from their homes, and even anonymously, which helped the crypto casino sector to grow over $1 billion in 2023. These innovations have made gambling more accessible than ever, but they have also raised concerns about addiction, fraud, and the lack of regulation.
Sir, you're gonna have to leave. You mind coming us outside?
I ain't going anywhere.
You're out of here.
You!
In the United States, gambling revenue hit $66 billion in 2024, with $49.4 billion coming just from the casinos and $11 billion from sports betting. Meanwhile, the Philippine gambling industry reached a record revenue of 350 billion pesos, which is $6 billion, in 2024. Today, over 2.5 billion people participate in online gambling. With the advent of mobile gambling and VR casinos, the industry is set to reach 744 billion by the end of 2028. Gambling has also given rise to some of the most interesting and infamous stories, blending both facts and myths. Take for example Richard Marcus, one of the most infamous casino cheats in history. Throughout the 1990s, Marcus used ingenious sleight of hand techniques to con casinos out of millions of dollars. His signature move? Switching high value chips for lower one after a loss, or vice versa after a win.
I immediately go, yes, I won, there it is!
His exploits forced casinos worldwide to rethink security and surveillance, solidifying his reputation as the world's most notorious casino cheat. Then there's the incredible story of Patricia DeMauro, who achieved gambling immortality in 2009 with an unprecedented winning streak at the craps table in Atlantic City, rolling the dice an astonishing 154 times over the course of 4 hours and 18 minutes, without a single losing roll. She shattered records. These stories blend audacity and luck, highlighting both the allure and the danger of gambling's unpredictable nature. As gambling continues to expand, the influence on global markets becomes undeniable, whether founding national infrastructure, creating jobs, or contributing to cultural evolution. The economic weight of gambling is both profound and complex. So why do we gamble? From ancient dice games to online poker tournaments, the thrill of risk and reward has been a constant in human history. Gambling has founded empires, destroyed fortunes, and given rise to legendary cities like Venice, Monte Carlo, and Las Vegas. It's a story as old as time itself, one that reminds us of our endless fascination with the unknown. But gambling isn't without its cost. The psychological effects can be profound, from the adrenaline-fueled highs of winning to the devastating lows of addiction.
To the queen.
Queen.
Gambling addiction, also known as problem gambling, affects an estimated 10 million people in the United States alone, and millions more worldwide. Entire families have fallen into poverty, with studies showing that up to 2% of global gamblers struggle with pathological addiction. Gambling is a two-sided tale, like the flip of a coin or the spin of a slot machine. On one side lies entertainment, community, and an allure of possibility. On the other, risk, despair, and losses. It's crucial to approach gambling responsibly and recognize when the stakes are too high. In fact, sometimes the best bet is not to gamble at all. If you would like to hear more interesting stories from our history, leave a comment with the topic we should do next. And as always, the house always wins. This is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.